Yeah, right. That definitely made a lot of sense to do. I think that was. Yeah, thank you. Wait. Yeah, I'm just checking. Hello again. Yeah, I think I'll be fine after that, right? I think that you were probably right that I should probably just start by deleting it. You will probably make sense. I'll be honest with you. The Guslers are back. Guslers rise up.
Was the essential.
What was I? Oh yeah, I didn't even show the tweet that I really wanted to show. I don't know if any of you saw this, but it's kind of mad. You're right about scrolling Twitter. That was just a mistake. I guess I guess it was just a mistake. You live and you learn. We know audio though. There is audio, isn't there? Wait, guys. Why would it have got brigaded? I mean, it could have just got brigaded by anyone. I already deleted it permanently, so you know. I know. Terrible. Lots of great jokes gone. What happened, Lord Twinkers? I accidentally just showed something and I shouldn't have shown it. So, this is apparently a conversation that some Israeli heard called Ella Cohen. She posted it on Facebook. These are two Israelis who said, "Bro, it's like a video game. We made them traps. We opened food cans and put them in the road. They approached immediately and we just sprayed everyone. People flying in the air. Listen, we talk like this and suddenly it sounds criminal." Just unbelievable that you then have to listen to this guy who's allegedly a military expert telling you why Israelis are like all so good and moral.
Essential morality and decency of the IDF more evident than in the Gaza war of 2014. If ever there was a purely defensive war, this was it. The war was started by Hamas, the terror organization, designated as such by the US State Department, that runs the Gaza Strip. In the first 6 months of 2014, Hamas launched hundreds of rockets at Israel.
What awesome graphics as well. What really powerful graphics, you know.
Israeli civilians. After repeated warnings from Israel to stop, the Israeli Air Force finally conducted precision strikes to halt the rocket fire. And the IDF advanced into Gaza to destroy a network.
This also just isn't true. This isn't true. This just is not true. Wait, where was the Saudi flag?
Air Force finally conducted.
Bomb the area, gas the tunnels. Israel's unbridled war on Gaza's underground. The Israeli army intensively bombarded residential areas in Gaza when it lacked intelligence on the exact locations. This is, by the way, just basically straight after.
Precision strike.
I did know that Florida schools had approved PragerU content. It's kind of insane that this is sort of what you would want a child watching.
To halt the rocket fire. And the IDF advanced into Gaza to destroy a network of terror tunnels that Hamas had constructed to attack Israeli communities near the Gaza border. The IDF took extraordinary measures to give Gaza civilians notice of targeted areas, dropping millions of leaflets, broadcasting
It's complete and utter dog shit. It's genuinely complete and utter dog shit.
Radio messages, sending texts, and making tens of thousands of phone calls. Let me repeat that. The Israelis called Gazans on their cell phones and told them
Fascist Kurzgesagt. I mean, Kurzgesagt's a bit fascist in of itself, isn't it?
to leave their residences and move to safety. Never in the history of warfare has an army phoned its enemy and told them where they're going to drop their bombs. Many IDF missions that could have taken out Hamas military capabilities were aborted to prevent civilian casualties.
This just is not true. It literally, Israel, like, you can say this, but it doesn't make it true. As Plus 972 noted, by the way, which has to go through a military censor, they literally talked about how Israel struck areas where they had information that there might even be militants in that area, hostages in that area. It's really actually quite unbelievable.
Increasing the risk to Israeli citizens and soldiers. Despite all of this, of course innocent civilians were killed.
No, this isn't AI. This is some guy called, what's his name? Richard Kemp. I think he blocked me on Twitter. Let's find out. Quite a lot of these people have me blocked on Twitter. No, he hasn't blocked me, actually, so that's good news.
Every war is chaotic and confusing, and mistakes are frequent. But mistakes are not war crimes. Hamas, on the other hand, committed war crimes as official government policy. Hamas deliberately positioned its military assets among the civilian population, hiding weapons in schools and...
Yeah, I mean, come on. Israel definitely, Israel didn't commit war crimes. Israel definitely didn't commit war crimes, you know. Israel, it's not official Israeli government policy to expel 2 million people from Gaza.
Hospitals, and placing rocket launchers alongside apartment buildings, then forced those civilians to stay in areas they knew.
What is the evidence of this? Like, there is literally no evidence of this. I'm just reading to see if there's anything that he did in Ireland. He seems like a really good guy. Kemp has repeatedly spoken out against the investigation and prosecution of British soldiers for suspected criminal acts in Afghanistan and Iraq, as well as the opening of new investigations relating to the actions of British soldiers in Northern Ireland during the Troubles, including those relating to Bloody Sunday. Kemp told the Belfast newsletter that he was concerned about the investigations into historic crimes. It is obvious some soldiers do some wrong, of course, but there is a very clear difference between them and terrorists. Soldiers set out to uphold the law, whereas terrorists set out to maim and murder. There were like so many innocent people just shot for no real reason on Bloody Sunday.
Would be attacked. They also instructed their people to report the lie that every Gazan killed was a civilian, even if they were actually fighters. And if there were no civilian deaths, Hamas made them up.
Israel could actually reference everyone who was... Israel has extensive list of Hamas membership because, you know, well, you'd believe they did if with all of these people that they're allegedly precision targeting. So why is it that they can never produce any information which is like, you know, congruent with it, you know?
Up. Numerous internet sites show Palestinians elaborately staging sniper victims.
My goodness.
And smashed ambulances.
It's kind of mad that you can just do this legally. It's kind of actually pretty fucking mad that you can just sort of do this as like a person in the UK. Wikipedia. Yeah, because there's a source on the Wikipedia article and it's not like I'm using it to learn an overarching theory or anything. You could literally click the second source where you could find out where this guy said these things. And does this really seem incongruent with what the fuck is saying here? Like, this guy is literally explaining why Israel's right to do all these things, you know?
Among other phony horrors. It's so common.
Yeah, like, it is mad that you can just make a career out of this, you know? That you can just make a career out of lying for Israel and that he's welcome on this stuff. How many views are on that video? I don't even know. This is like a repost of a repost.
There's even a term for it. Pallywood. As in Palestinian Hollywood. Ironically, it's the leaders of Hamas themselves who best understand the extraordinary measures the IDF will take to protect innocent civilians. They take full advantage of Israel's decency and adherence.
This is actually just the same shit that Douglas Murray says.
To the laws of war.
If I'm looking for a quote from someone that has a direct source, I'm not really too fussed about that.
No army takes such risks in order to protect civilians as the Israeli army does. I say this as a professional soldier. I say it because it's true. And people who care about truth should know it. I'm Colonel Richard Kemp for Prager University.
Oh, it is a PragerU video. I think it's really important that kids see this so they can learn how to be complicit in war crimes from a very young age. Yeah, I mean, it's quite something. It really is quite something watching him say this kind of shit, you know? But, I mean, is it really that surprising? Is it really that surprising? This is just a guy who wants to explain why war crimes are okay. I mean, God, it is fucking insane. But yeah, this is indeed PragerU. I found the original video on YouTube. Goodness me. I mean, now I don't know what to do, because I didn't really plan out a stream. I didn't really plan anything to do, because I was kind of going to watch that fucking Douglas Murray debate for hours, and then I was getting in trouble for doing so, you know? Yeah, I mean, so, I don't know, what do people want me to do? I guess I can see what's happening in the news. I obviously can't go on Twitter, which is a bit of a problem, because it's just fucking... I blocked someone on... Well, I didn't block them, but I removed their post, because it was always just strange things. What's Besdemar? Let's watch a movie. Yeah, let's watch a movie. That sounds like a great idea. New Bad Empanada vid dropped if you want to watch it. What was the video? I mean, also, I don't just want to react to Bad Empanada videos. I like Bad Empanada, but I don't just want to watch everything on here. I want to make my own stuff, and I kind of want to react to the news and stuff, but obviously, I guess I haven't prepped at all. Besdemarks. Oh, actually, you know what? This video about the Palestinian left may actually be interesting. But then I've called the stream Hasbara Watch. Are you not allowed to watch other people's... I don't fucking know, to be honest. I thought you were, Riverwand, and I have. Yeah. Any future debates planned? I don't want to debate anyone. Like, what would be the point? Just debate Loner Box again and just have him behave like a fucking child and end it when he wants and then claim that I was the one who, like, sort of ran away or something. Yeah. It's possible you might be able to react to the Clips channel instead without getting taken down. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know enough about India and Pakistan, as I say. It's it's not my area of expertise in the same way that what's it called? I mean, Swedish Viking. You've been watching me for a few hours, so it's clearly okay. Fleur Hassan Nahum, and Fleur Hassan, Mr. Bonelli.
No more. Gaza has been pulverized, it's been obliterated, and that was the Israeli goal.
What happens to these people?
Well, Gazan civilians today have an opportunity after Hamas
No, that's not my
that has
question.
subjugated them
No, you can't.
to
After Hamas. Oh, God. This is 47
Gaza
minutes.
is no more. Gaza.
God, I do fucking hate Piers Morgan. I really disdain this guy. I do not like him. Awful character. Awful character. How the EBU injures language to avoid banning Israel by Stuart McLean. I know I'm almost at 25k subs. It's quite interesting, but I almost got a banned. So
Pulverized, it's been obliterated, and that was
To get the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and sacked Defence Minister Yoav Gallant face ICC arrest warrants for
Healer Klein's favourite.
war crimes. Reports by the New York Times and others accuse the IDF of habitually using captured Gazans as human shields. President Trump has assembled a stridently pro-Israel cabinet with little patience for his critics. Many supporters of the Palestinian cause fear that life beyond the war holds...
Oh, actually, you know what? We could do this, or we could talk a bit about Yemen and the Houthis. Yeah, and also, yeah, I will be at the May demo. I might even film something there. Yeah, I almost got banned because I got my stream taken down because... No, this isn't a new interview. So I got my stream taken down because I was watching the Douglas Murray debate and it was copyright struck. And then also and then also I accidentally showed some stuff from Twitter, which was fine. Such a good guy. Yeah, I've really heard that he's a great guy. You know, that he's, yeah. But yeah, I will be at the one in London. Let's talk Yemen. Yeah, I guess I could talk about Yemen, because Yemen's pretty interesting in the sense of, like, it's pretty clear that America failed. I mean, the Yemen stuff is just really interesting. Say nothing, yeah, whoops. Talk about the history of Iran. I mean, I'm not an expert in the history of Iran. But yeah, I mean, the Yemen stuff is pretty fucking crazy. Because yesterday, obviously, when I was first reacting to it, I hadn't seen everything and I wasn't sure what I was actually seeing and whether it was true. But... Oh, sorry. Sorry, what the hell was I going to talk about? Yeah, but I do not like you on a personal level. Okay, Frederick, you don't know me. Great. I thank you for that. Second fighter jet rolled a few years air carrier, blah, 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 blah. Sorry, I'm just kind of quite disoriented now, because obviously I'd planned this whole thing and I'd been working all day. What about Sudan? I mean, look, there's obviously atrocities going on in Sudan, but I mostly just keep up with Palestine, and I've been working a lot recently is the main thing. I've been working hard on my Douglas Murray research and video. Sorry, there is something that I wanted to watch first. It comes from Barry Weiss's outlet, so I'm sure that it's a banger. Yeah, there are a lot of strange... oh, Swedish Viking. Nice, Frederick Johnson. I like your beef.
Enough to make me no longer worthy of their friendship or even basic kindness at school. That's from Harvard's 311-page anti-Semitism report, which reveals what students already knew to be true, that the norm for Jews on campus is social exile, silence, and suspicion from their peers and professors. I'm Maya, I'm a reporter for the Free Press, and I just went through Harvard's anti-Semitism report, and here are some of the most disturbing things that I found. Nearly 60% of Jewish students at Harvard said they'd experienced discrimination, stereotyping, or negative bias on campus due to their views on current events. Jewish students...
So they experience stereotyping, bias, and all of these things, specifically because of their views on Israel, and that's discrimination.
Also said that they concealed their identity from classmates and have been ghosted by longtime friends for expressing sympathy for Israel or for simply appearing on an Instagram post with someone who did.
What the fuck? What does it mean appearing on an Instagram post with someone who sympathizes with Israel? I mean, it's very obvious what current event that they mean. Yeah, it's also just like, this is allegedly about anti-Semitism. I mean, thank you for reading this out.
At Harvard Medical School's Admitted Students Day, one student was told by another that Zionists are not welcome at Harvard Medical School.
Fair.
At Harvard Divinity School, an Israeli doctoral student said that the professor began a class about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict by telling students that the discourse is saturated with the Israeli narrative and that she had decided to, with a heavy heart, remove Israeli sources from the syllabus.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
During listening
Well, there's a couple of Israelis who I'd quite like, but I don't know.
Sessions with the Anti-Semitism Task Force, Jewish students spoke about Harvard-run privilege trainings, where they were told that they were deemed to be privileged not only by dint of being identified as white, but also because of their Jewishness, which allegedly endowed them with an even higher level of privilege. Students are...
I don't think that that would be true. I don't think that that would be true. I think on the case of identification with whiteness, perhaps they would say that, but Jewishness, I'm not 100% sure.
Reported that when they voiced concerns about bias, they were asked, who is more marginalized, Jews or Palestinians? In response to a friend who knew people who were killed...
Who is more marginalized? What a difficult question. The people going through apartheid, the people who are, you know, suffering under a genocidal regime, you know, those are the people who are basically, you know, the ones suffering, you know?
Killed at the Nova Music Festival. One student reported a close friend said, I mean, I guess that sucks, but what did they expect? Another person asked, do you believe in decolonization in theory or in practice? An Israeli graduate student reported that one of his friends was told that it would hurt his career to associate with a Zionist and to be publicly associated.
What career would this hurt? Because there is literally, talking about Palestine will hurt your career, but supporting Israel will not hurt your career. Especially not if the supporting Israel amounts to being associated with a Zionist.
With one. These are just some of the findings of the report based on 50 listening sessions with a total of about 500 students, faculty, and staff, as well as over 2,000 respondents to an online survey, including 477 students who identified themselves as Jewish. You can read my full report at thefp.com.
I mean, also, it makes it very clear that it is about people's views. Also, by the way, this is just like, you know, this is the same organization. Allegedly, it is about the views that they hold. But then you also see this about how apparently the famine in the Gaza Strip is a myth. I mean, it is so amazing that I am meant to believe that this is sort of just, that this is just, I don't know, that this is like these are the people who are, you know, the ones suffering. Right, I'll pull up some content on I identify as Jewish but not Zionist. I mean, yeah, if people are targeting you and being like, I disdain you because you are Jewish, but if you are saying that I'm being targeted on the basis of my views, that is not anti-Semitism. It's kind of like the whole event that happened at my university where people were claiming that it was anti-Semitic, that they were chased off campus, that Jewish people weren't allowed to host events, but it was actually because, you know, it was kind of because their behavior around Israel. Right, I'll pull this up to talk about Yemen.
Reports that they plan on continuing to attack Israel in support of Gaza. Does that change the equation?
No, I don't know about that, frankly, but I know one thing: they want nothing to do with us, and they've let that be known through all of their surrogates, and very strongly.
It's fucking mad that he just goes, they don't want anything to do with us, but yeah.
Is there a hostage deal that's imminent? And are you talking to Netanyahu right now about their plan to level the rest of Gaza?
We're talking to him about a lot of things right now. This is really crunch time. I would tell you, for Iran and for their country, this is a very important time for Iran. This is the most important time in the history of Iran for Iran, and I hope they do what's right. I'd love to see a peace deal.
I really have I have no idea what the fuck that they are talking about. Did you call him Goat Cough because he looks like a goat?
Strong peace deal. They cannot have a nuclear weapon, but I would say that this is the single most important period in the history of Iran, which is a long history. And we want it to be a great country. Let it be a tremendously...
I messaged Matt ages ago and he wasn't interested in having me on. But yeah. I like you. Thank you. But no, it's really interesting because I don't know how you could frame this as in any way like a win or a victory for America. Because, right, let's put up the Signal group chat. They also said... Houthi senior leadership X. I mean, like, yeah, right, here we go. So this Signal group chat thing, here you go, right. Look, right, so this is the important paragraph here, right? Like, look, so we're meant to believe that, right, basically what happened there was that America got a win out of this. But, like, look, at this point, a fascinating policy discussion commenced. J.D. Vance responded, "Team, I'm out for the day doing an economic event in Michigan, but I think we are making a mistake. The Vance account goes on to state... 3% of US trade runs through the Suez, 40% of European trade does. There is a real risk that the public doesn't understand this or why it's necessary. The strongest reason to do this is, as POTUS has said, to send a message." The Vance account then goes on to make a noteworthy statement. Considering that the VP has not deviated publicly, "I am not sure the president is aware of how inconsistent this is with the messaging on Europe right now. There's a further risk that we see a moderate spike in oil prices. I am willing to support the consensus of the team and keep these concerns to myself, but there is a strong argument for delaying this a month, doing the messaging work and why this matters and where the economy is." It just doesn't really make sense. It just doesn't really make sense. Like, how are they kind of, like, they went in, I am sure that there was discussions of assassinating senior Houthi leadership. Let me see if I can find anything on X, the Everything app. Sorry, I just saw this. I hate open source intel accounts, I really do. Also, thank you, Mikhail. Make the oil prices. I saw this. A senior Houthi commander, Prigozhin al-Houthi, has been killed and eliminated. But I was just seeing if I could find this post from the US military account talking about eliminating senior leadership. It just didn't happen, you know? Like, it just didn't happen. Jesus fucking Christ. That is Prigozhin. Yeah, that is Prigozhin. OSINT is dumb. OSINT is really dumb. But yeah, if you just look at this, it's kind of interesting to basically say, like they are saying, Pete Hegseth said, I think the messaging is going to be, this thing is just like they were claiming that they were going to have major victories and they just didn't really happen, It really doesn't fucking happen. And it's pretty interesting. And especially when I was reacting to it yesterday, because I was like, there's absolutely no way that like the messaging that I'm seeing is congruent. Because obviously you have to think, a lot of these accounts, whilst they do post good stuff, they do have an interest in posting like sort of very pro Houthi kind of stuff, and I mean they post as they please, but like they're posting all of this stuff, and you kind of have to consider that like basically I don't know, is it true? And then you kind of go through it and it just does seem like, how could you frame this as a win? Like they lost this. There's one open source int account that's quite funny, or I quite like it because it's not just a massive fucking Zionist. But it's the everything app. X is the everything app. Like, look at this. A random fish watching another fucking FA. Thank you, Bilal. Jedi Bilbo. Kunzerites. I'm not sure Kunzerites is very good. It sounds like Hitlerites, which I'm not sure is great. Somewhere in the depths of the Red Sea, 2 FA-18s are turning into reefs. I mean, yeah, this is kind of fucking mad. I don't know how you frame this as a victory for, America. And America made all of these claims that, so he has more support than most workers would have if they wanted to quit their... Who? What? Who has over 100,000 YouTube subscribers? Who are you talking about? I'm not sure who you're talking about. I don't have 100,000 if you're talking about me. The cum guzzlers is an interesting one, but I'm not sure I'm so fond of sort of associating me with cum. It's a bit of an interesting one. To be fair, that is actually what Lonerbox calls me, Bonerbox. He calls me Chris Cumsler and Chris Cumguzzler. And the last time someone called me Chris Cumsler was when I was at secondary school. So big up to Lonerbox for having the same joke making ability as 14-year-old children when I was on the school bus. But yeah, I mean, all of this is just pretty fucking mad because, by the way, there's also, Trump was saying yesterday that he's going to make a major announcement, and that's just not coming anywhere. It's just not coming out of anywhere. So it remains to be seen what all of this is really about and, what's going to happen. But who fucking knows? I have no idea. Fucking hell, Jesus Christ, members go up. Thank you very much. That's an incredibly massive donation. That's pretty much everyone in the stream. Jesus. Jesus. Thank you, members go up. Thank you for your incredible support. Swedish Viking, you're a fan of his. I mean, perhaps Lonerbox lives a little rent-free in my head, but also at the same time, Bonerbox fan number one, you are also watching my stream, and you have been also all day. We have no one from the Do Not Worry Coast. I didn't even see them comment. That's fucking mad. Now members go up has just gifted to everyone. The chat is just going crazy. Thank you very much, members go up. That's an insane donation. It's actually 3 jets now. It's not 2 jets. I got left out. Did you definitely get left out? Show Gaia. I mean, I can't show my ass. I'm already on the risk of being banned. Oh wait, was it 50? Fucking hell, that's so many. Jesus. A pro-Palestinian has been hospitalized today after being bitten by a police dog. Have they? Oh, the only other thing is, so apparently Trump is suggesting Gaza aid mechanism is apparently what's going to be the major announcement, according to the Times of Israel. Members go up. You really are supporting people. It's greatly appreciated. Jesus. Make sure you have your gifted on. What do you mean gifted? Guys, what the hell? I wanted a gifted sub. Oh, I'm sorry, Tony Soprano lover. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But yeah, also, by the way, yesterday Trump said that there was going to be a big announcement, but that doesn't seem to be coming. Not at all. In some cases, you have to switch toggle that lets you get gifted memberships, although I don't know what that is. Jesus Christ, my thing is, 20% of the chat with gifted. I mean, how many people are chatting? There's currently about 500 viewers, so that's about actually 10%, so don't downplay it, please. But I have no idea what this is really about, at all. You have to accept the ability to get gifted subs. I mean, that probably explains it, yeah. Big fan of Hegel's view on race. Hegel was a very interesting character, but his theory and such doesn't have that terrible an opinion on race. But I do actually quite like Hegel, I'll be honest. Hegel had one awesome quote on race, which was like, it's something to do with skulls. Wait, let me see if I can find it. So don't mention this to Ethan, he'll think I'm the one that sent it. Or maybe that Hegel sent it to him as well. So I can't find the exact quote, but Hegel is alleged to have said, Hegel is basically alleged to have made the claim, thank you, do not worry, I'm a big fan too, I'm a big fan of what you've been up to, you know, I'm a big fan of, and I felt very interested by when you were told that Anthony was making people look like barbarous Arabs, very interesting one, you know, yeah, indeed, members go up, thank you so much, yeah, sorry, I don't know what I'm kind of talking about, I'm just, yeah. But yeah, apparently what they said was that what apparently Hegel said that is that basically reducing human beings to their skull was ridiculous and that you should smash their skull to prove that it's not. I mean, if you're watching Lonerbox, I highly doubt that you've read any Hegel, because I don't think Lonerbox really represents anything to do with Hegel. The man is an idiot. Hegel is a philosopher of German idealism. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah, and also, by the way, the development of Hegel is the development of Hegel under people like Franz Fanon and stuff is really interesting. I'm glad I found your channel through. Thank you very much for saying that. Sorry, the chat's going really fast again. Chris Cunfuzzler, maybe that's better. Bonolox. I am going to be so upset if Trump gets to frame himself as the hero of Gaza, if this is actually the big announcement after him standing by everything. I mean, by the way, if he's announcing something to do with aid, the thing is what he will be announcing is basically that Israel, that all of it is going to be overseen by American CIA assets, and that this is not a positive thing. He's not framing himself as a hero. I mean, he did around the first ceasefire, and to be fair, he put more pressure on more pressure on Netanyahu than Biden ever bothered to. But it's just he basically allowed Netanyahu to take the genocide slightly further towards the explosion. The cunts. Well, the cunts would be too similar to the guy who's called like Cunt and the Gang. Get some fancy English tea. Thank you, coffee lover. I will actually. Cun's Nation. Reject Hegel. Embrace Kegels. Yeah, maybe that's a great idea. But no, I mean, US aid's also a really funny thing because it's just a soft power tool. That's all it is. You should call your fans Christians. I mean, probably not the best of ideas. I feel like someone's done that before. I feel like I might just be borrowing from others if I'm not happy about Hassan. Add allow gifts at the end of the channel URL. Chris comes to allow gifts. But there are... gifts are allowed. Gifts are allowed. Someone just did a gift, right? Someone just did a massive gift and it was gone to loads of people. There are now an insane amount of people in here. Chris Cunny... okay, I propose Christians then. Hegel's master-slave dialogue. I don't actually think he uttered the words master-slave. I think it was master-servant is the actual one. But yeah, I mean, you know what? I haven't read all that much of him. I've only read Emancipation After Hegel by Todd McGowan. But yeah, right, I was kind of doing some news-related stuff. I mean, shout out the Houthis, because they're just going to keep on attacking Israel. And, like, you know what? As I say, I completely agree with the blockade. Sorry, there's a video of I guess I can't combat footage is probably banned on here, isn't it? Each person has to enable it manually. I see. So shall I add a membership level called Cun Guzzler and people will like that, you know? There was just, sorry, I'm just looking through. I kind of, it's obviously, my plan was to now not, my plan now was to not kind of stream without like having a basic plan of what I wanted to talk about, because obviously just being asked questions about the news and stuff is interesting, but it's quite difficult. But the main problem is I'd planned to watch this thing and then I ended up getting fucking banned from watching it, so it's not great. I am really, by the way, I'm still very interested in this whole like Houthi deal, like how America just said that they were allowed to basically do it. Do call-ins. Do call-ins. I mean, what would be a call-in? I also, my problem with TikTok call-ins was always, it was either just people being very pro-me or very anti-me. The Guzzies is hilarious. YouTube will probably get mad at you. I mean, they probably will. It's a very overtly sexual thing, so I guess it's not great. Don't do them. You should plan on making some coverage of Volker Bernadotte. I mean, perhaps. My friend would always talk about him at uni. He'd be like, yeah. Do you condemn Sabra hummus? It's shit. Well, I've not ever actually eaten Sabra hummus, so I don't like it. So, you can show combat footage, but it usually needs to be somewhat edited, so you need to prepare clips ahead of time like they do on Electronic... These are the same clips that Electronic Intifada shows, so shout out to Electronic Intifada and managing editor, or whatever his name is, of what it is, yeah. Is Kunzler German? No, it's Swiss. What's a call-in? It's when people ring in and say... Sorry, someone's emailing me via LinkedIn, and you know that's never a good idea. 3 heads instead of cunts. Yeah, maybe cunt is a terrible thing. Kunzler's Swiss, it's not German. Someone give Chris some hummus. I would actually like some right now. British and Swiss, oh boy. The Swiss were neutral at least during the Second World War. I mean, what could I watch? I mean, I could just start watching H3 clips. I mean, they had some bangers the other day.
Crazy.
Oh, just
right. Or maybe, bro, do something entertaining or I'm out of here. You can please leave. I mean, I just didn't plan my stream. Right, actually, you know what, guys? Because I can't really think of what I wanted to do. I'll probably just end it here because I didn't really have, like, a major plan. So, thank you all for coming. And I'm sorry it kind of ended up being a second short bit of the stream, but yeah. Did you see Hassan's reaction to the content club? Yeah, I did. I mean, actually, you know what? I'll be making a video, but I just don't really have any idea of what my plan was. Omegalol Hasbara Watch. Well, I don't really have any Hasbara to watch. That's kind of the problem. I don't know. I mean, I guess, like, it's kind of hard because obviously I haven't been reading the news all day because I've been working on a fucking video. I've been working on a video as opposed to actually doing anything. But yeah, this is entertaining. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to play a game. I don't want to play a game on stream. I've got to be honest. Swedish bullied him into ending the stream. Wow, yeah, the guy did, you know. Bez D Marks. Okay, you keep saying Bez D Marks. Fuck it. You know what? We can watch Bez D Marks, but it's not Hasbara is the only problem.
One that leftists tend to relate to most, but also know very little about it. Today, it occupies a weaker position among the Resistance Alliance compared to the Islamic factions, but it was once the second largest force, its history and influence being a central pillar in the fight for Palestinian liberation. There's a lot of misconceptions about it in liberal scholarship, of course, but also among the left, and we're gonna talk about some of its left.
Oh. Right, you know what? Right. I'm gonna end the stream here. I will do another stream at least this week. Thank you all for coming for now. I want to go and get some Douglas Murray work done, and I'll also upload a couple of TikToks. So thank you very much for coming, is all I'm gonna say. Sorry for ending it abruptly, but I was I'll plan out my stream next time, and we'll talk about the news more in more detail. So thank you very much. Obviously, I'd planned for the Joe Rogan thing, and then just ended up getting banned for doing it. So right, see you all later in the week. Maybe.